Hey, how's it going, guys? So here we have a match between Daniel Collins and Travis uh, from San Diego. This is our finals match of the Los Angeles League Cup at the bullpen. Both of them are running Gardevoir Zoroark. They both found this deck overnight thanks to Tord, which is the guy that won internationals, and they both brought it to the Los Angeles League Cup, which is really great because that just proves the level of skill both of these players have. That they're picking up a deck that they know practically nothing about and were able to pilot it just like Tord would. It's very impressive. So yeah. So we do see Lele start from Daniel Collins' side. He does open up the two. He does get two Zoras and routes and drops another Zora from his hand. And Travis mimics it and gets a Tapu Lele and gets two Zoras, two routes on the board, plus the opening routes that they have. So they're both going about it a little bit differently. Daniel Collins is kind of concentrating more on getting his Zora set up, and Travis is kind of retaliating by getting route set up, probably going for a Gallade play. We do see Daniel Collins here discard his Gallade, which I don't know if that's a very wise move, but we're going to see how it plays out for him. We do see a trade from Daniel Collins. Um, After he attached a DC, we do see another trade, and then he does get to get that that Zoroark. Sorry about that, guys. He does trade. He does rare candy. Evolves his Gardevoir. We do see him play a Parallel City. Drops Travis's board down to 3. And Travis just draws and passes. We are going to see a Guzma. And we're going to see a knockout from this Zoroark. Travis is just passing. I don't know if he's just biding his time. Nope, just had a really horrible hand, so he's just gonna scoop it up. That's very unfortunate that Travis's first match ends up this way. He didn't really get to do anything. So yeah. So they're gonna go on to game 2, and Travis is gonna take the lead and start us off. It, it I think because I was running this deck too this weekend, and the deck it doesn't break like that. Like I don't know what happened. I don't know why he ended up breaking so hard, but I didn't break that hard when I was playing it this weekend, and I misplayed a lot too, and was still able to manage to get some wins throughout the day. But I don't know, that was just hard to watch. So Daniel Collins takes the first win in a very fashionable way. I think also the parallel hurts him a lot because he's not able to retaliate with Zorg, and then he can't play his own parallel, so it sucks being in that position. So yeah, um, so Daniel Collins is gonna mulligan. Travis did get a basic Pokemon, so he's gonna start off with a +1, which is always good. Daniel Collins does get a basic Pokemon, so they are going to start this next match. They both open up Lele. Ha ha! Oh, that sucks. We are going to see an Ultra Ball discards Fairy Energy Floatstone. Goes for a Tapu Lele Bridget play. So we do see double routes, one Zora, which is weird. Honestly, in this position, I would double up on Zoras. It does drop that Parallel City, so then he doesn't get stuck with it in his hand if Daniel Collins has his and plays his. We are going to see a Mallow from Daniel Collins. He grabs 2 cards, puts them on the top of his deck, shuffles before he puts them on top of his deck. And there they go. And then passes. So now it's Travis's turn. Travis gets an Evo Soda, which is really good. Gonna go for that Zoroark. Travis is in a really good position. If he gets double Gardevoir, that's double Spring, and the DC, so that's 4 plus 1, 5 plus Choice Band 180. He can possibly get a knockout here. It all just depends how he goes about it. So he does play Mallow. He's gonna put 2 cards on top of his deck. Trades for those 2. We do see a DC and Energy Drive for 60. We do see the Field Blower. We are going to see a Sycamore. So we do see a Gardevoir get late go into the discard pile, but it's okay because he runs Puzzles and Rescue Stretcher. I think he runs Rescue Stretcher. Yeah, so we do see a Retaliation Energy Drive for 120. Wait, why is it 120? It's 20, 40, 60, 80. Should be 80. I don't know why that Lele has 120. Is something I'm missing? Well, what is going on? Am I missing something? Why does that Lele have? No, it should be 80. I hope that doesn't cost him the game. Well, 80, 80, 160. Oh yeah, it wouldn't cost. It would cost them. It would get a knockout here, but yeah. That sucks. Anyways, so Collins plays an N. We're gonna see a trade. We're gonna see an Ultra Ball. And we see another Zoroark come down. We do see the Mew. He retreats with Floatstone. Does for 130. Plus the 80 it already had. Alright, it would have been a knockout anyways. But yeah. Even though the numbers weren't correctly there. But whatever. It is what it is. Travis brings up his Gallade. Sorry, those numbers there just threw me off. I was just like, what's going on, guys? Come on, get it together. So it's Travis's turn. He does Premonition. He's like, it's top 5. He's going to rearrange them. If he gets a DCE here, and plays a supporter, he can knock this. He can one-shot this this Mew, which is good because it kind of gets it out of his hair. If he doesn't, this Mew one-shots this Gallade. So yeah, so Travis kind of needs to knock out this this Mew. If not, he's gonna be in a really bad position. So we do see an Ultra Ball for another Zora. And then we do see the end. So Daniel Collins is going to draw 4. Travis is going to draw 6. We do see one trade. We do see him get that DC. So perfect. This Mew is going to die. Perfect. So he does bring up the Tapu Lele. with the damage on it. Are you gonna see a trade? And see, this is where I see now the match. I was like, maybe double Zora is better set up, so then you can just dig through your deck and get what you need. Um, Concentrating on Gardevoir is kind of not the play, and Travis is now kind of suffering because of it. Do see a Guzma brings up that Tapu Lele. He brings up a Zoroark of his own. Do see a parallel, so Travis is gonna have to get rid of 3 cards. It's a really good strategy because now, even though he's not gonna knock out the Lele, Travis has to make a really hard decision of getting rid of stuff from his bench, and in this case, he chose to get rid of the 2 routes. And since the deck has no recovery, there's no way of bringing those routes back. See an energy go down on the routes on the bench and pass his turn. You see Fioblower gets rid of that Flowstone and that Parallel City. We do see another Zoroark come down on Travis's side. You see an energy attached to Lele, and we do see another end play. So we are going to see a retreat from Tapu Lele and a knockout from Gallade, which is going to be really good. It's going to put Travis not in the kind of in the lead, which is good. So retreat, knockout, or premonitions first, and then knockout gets 2 prizes. He has 2 left, puts him in the lead. Daniel Collins kind of struggling here, trying to recover ground. And so we do see him retreat, brings up that routes. We are going to see a trade. You see another trade or premonition. Trade Guzma, close DC, and that's game 2. So now they're on to game 3. Travis kind of reclaimed his victory from that previous game that they had, which was very unfortunate. So it's really good. So you can't really say like it was just like coincidence that both of these players made it to the finals. You can see the level of skill from both of them strategically planning out what they want to do. And they're just playing some really good games, you know? So yeah. So they're going to go on to game 3. We're going to see that in a minute. But yeah, I do want to talk about this deck. This deck is amazing, and it's unfortunate that I was going to build it, not like this. I didn't have, honestly, I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, like Evil Sodas was um, in my plan book. Because it wasn't, I was going to build it, but without Evil Sodas. I was just going to do rare candies, ultra balls, and stuff like that. But Evil Sodas was a really good tech, which was good. But I was thinking of building this deck like months ago. I never got around to it, and I had talked about it with other people in the community, and they said like it's a good idea. We just need to find a really good build, but never got around to it. I was too busy trying to win League Cups with like decks that had already won, which is very very wrong. I should have just built something that I was comfortable with, and I probably would have been really comfortable with this deck if I had sat down and worked on it. But yeah. But it is what it is. This deck is now gonna die because of Glaceon. So yeah, so we're gonna go into game 3. They both open up Zoroark. We do see Daniel Collins is gonna take the lead. He's gonna open up with that Ultra Ball, discarding that Guzma Max Potion. Gonna go for that Lele Bridget play, which is really good. Start for him. We're gonna see 2 Zoras. Or actually, No, a Zoroark and 2 routes, which is really good. So Travis opens up that hard Bridget, which is really good for him. He's gonna just get the Pokemon that he needs, not have a Lily on the bench that's gonna kind of hurt him later on. He does get 2 Zoras and a routes. That's interesting. He's kind of changing it up. He's the last 2 games he went for like hard. He went hard for routes to set up those Gardevoirs. But yeah, we do see 2 Zoroarks come down from Daniel's hand. He does get rid of an Enhanced Hammer by Ultra Ball. Looks like he's not going to be needing it anytime soon. We do see him play Lele. He's looking for a supporter. He's going to grab an N. Attaches the DC to Zoroark, and then plays the N for the 0 in his hand, which is really, really good. So Daniel Collins already to an amazing start. This is going to be a really, really good game. We do see a trade. Or we saw a knockout, sorry. And then it's Travis's turn. We do see an Ultra Ball. So we are going to see a Gallade play right now, which is really, really good. Rare Candy Gallade, Zoroark, and then plays an N of his own. So the only unfortunate thing about this is if he doesn't get a DC from 6 cards, he's going to be in a really bad position. But if he does, he's going to be great. And also, even if he doesn't, he can still Premonition trade into it, which is really good. So I think he's going to be alright. And getting that second Zoroark up and running is just great for him. It doesn't look like he has a DC because he hasn't thrown it on there. So we do see a trade. We are going to see that Premonition combo, which I was talking about earlier. He's not looking too excited about it though. So he's trying to figure out what to throw away. Gets rid of a Fairy Energy. Puts down another routes. Parallel City. And passes. That's very, very unfortunate that he whiffed the energy. This would have been a really good turn for him to turn it around. So we are going to see Guzma brings up the routes. You're going to see DC knocks out the routes. So we're going to see a trade, gets rid of that rare candy. Premonition. I guess he's just digging for that DCE, which he really, really does need right now. Well, DCE supporter, to be exact, but yeah. So he does trade. Such a big hand, but yet we see a floatstone on the Zoroark. We see double puzzle. Gets an Ultra Ball and a Sycamore. You see Ultra Ball discards 2 Zoroarks. Probably gonna go for a Gardevoir. Probably has a rare candy in his hand, which is really good. And he's gonna drop this Gardevoir. Hopefully off that Sycamore he's able to draw the DC that he needs. Oh my god, he didn't get the DCE. Oh my god, this is not good for Travis. Honestly, this has to suck. You have this Pokemon that thrives against Zoroark, and your opponent only has two Zoroarks up, and they have nothing else. But the only thing you need is a DC for you to like be able to play Pokemon, and you can't get a DC. Oh my god, it hurts to watch. It really does. So we do see a Mallow from Daniel Collins. He's gonna look for two cards, put them on top of his deck, discard a card, trade into them, which is really good. So we're gonna see Ultra Ball. You're gonna see him play double puzzle, get back a Guzma and Gallade. Puts an energy on Gardevoir. So we are seeing Premonition. He's trying to figure out what cards he wants to draw. We know he has a Guzma in his hand, so maybe he's trying to get a DC to get a knockout on. Oh, that's right. He drew 6. He accidentally premonition for 6. So all that was done was the card was put back into the deck, shuffled, and then the 5 cards were kept on the side. So he is going for that Twilight GX. He's going to bring back 10 cards, put them back into his deck. Decides not to get that Enhanced Hammer because honestly he doesn't need it. His opponent just hasn't drawn any DCEs. More than likely they're prized. At this point, that's the only reasonable thing that can be happening. So we do see Lele Guzma play. We're gonna see a trade. Premonition. Still no DCE, man. I think he finally got it because he kind of returned that hand real quick. Trade. Gets a DCE. You can see that Guzma come down and the Floatstone kick in. Yep, Floatstone retreat. And we're going to see a knockout here. So Daniel Collins brings up Gardevoir, goes Premonition, puts 5 cards in any order he wants. Trade. Zora, double puzzle, brings back DC. Guzma's up the Zoroark and knocks it out. So Travis trying to figure out what he wants to do here. If he attaches a DC, he can knock out this this Gallade, but then Daniel can just attach a DC and Spring of his own, which will put, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, plus 3. It'll be kind of short from getting a knockout from this Gardevoir, unless he gets a choice ban. But I don't think that's the route that that Travis wants to take. So we are going to see Field Blower. He gets rid of the Parallel. We're going to see Ultra Ball. Gets rid of that Mew. It goes for a Lele. Probably going to see a Lele Guzma play here. Probably going to go after that Zoroark. Oh, and he does do Puzzle. So he does Puzzle, gets back an Energy and a Parallel City. He does play Guzma, brings up that Zoroark. He's going to see a knockout here. Travis getting that choice ban on that Gardevoir, getting ready for maybe a return hit. Yeah, puts a Spring Fairy Energy on his Gardevoir. You're going to see Premonition. So we're going to see Trade. And then Travis plays Parallel himself, getting rid of the Zoroark, which is really good. It kind of gets rid of that win condition that Daniel Collins had with the Gallade. So both of them are at 2 prizes. So at this point, it can be anyone's game. Daniel Collins trying to figure out what the best play is here. He puts back the cards from the Premonition. Plays a Zoroark. Does a trade. Ultra Ball. For routes. And we are going to see an N. So he's going to end to 2. I'm just trying to figure out what he's trying to do here. Maybe Field Blower. No. He needs a DC to knock out this Gallade. It does 90. Pass his turn. It's not looking good for Daniel Collins. So it's turn 2. So they're on turns. Travis is turn 2. And Daniel Collins is going to get the last turn. So just Sensitive Blades for 60. If he knocks this Gallade out, he'd have the prize lead. And then if he gets the prize lead, when he turns, he wins. So he attacks. Yeah, there you go. And that's pretty much what they figured out. So he attacks it, gets a prize, and then pretty much that would be it. Because it would be his turn, and if they had the same amount of prizes, then he'd have a turn to kind of try to get a prize. Because it becomes sudden death at that point. But yeah. But Danny Collins wins this. He ends up taking the Los Angeles League Cup, goes home a champion. Guys, thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already. Make sure to share the video with anybody that's interested in seeing the finals match for the Los Angeles League Cup. With that said, guys, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.